You ready for this?
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JG and HD. We are having a little fun today with Gabriel. This video actually started because of something Gabriel said. We were out wasting a little bit of time. My daughter had to go to work. We were doing what? What were we doing?
We were eating at Dunkin' Donuts, and I said this might be better than Bosa Donuts, which is my dad's favorite restaurant.
Ooh, yeah, that is where it started. Bosa Donuts is kind of a local Arizona thing. There's one here in Prescott, Arizona. There's one, quite a few locations down in the Phoenix and greater Phoenix area. So that's where it all started, and we are going to do a blind taste test to see which one is the best donut in town. Little disclaimer, that's just our opinion. In the end, it's just our opinion on which one's the best. Another disclaimer, we love all three of these places that we actually put on the list to test. We did not end up putting Dunkin' Donuts on here because it's just, I mean, it's a commercial place and it's definitely, in my opinion, not going to even rank. But we did want to get some local favorites because that is kind of what this channel is starting to become about, is kind of giving a shout out to some local favorites and kind of seeing what they do and bringing it to you just in case you're ever visiting the Quad City areas and you want to come up here to Central Arizona and check it out. You want to tell them which donuts we went to?
So we went to Bosa Donuts, Daylight Donuts, and Outlaw Donuts.
So yes, Gabriel's correct. We ended up getting the same donuts from each place so we can make sure we grade very fairly. It is a blind taste test, so my daughter, she's actually off scenes over here making group 1, group 2, and group 3. We have our very official scorecards right here that we're going to use for our groups so we can actually give a 1 through 10 rating on each one. As Gabriel was saying, we went to Bosa. We go to Bosa quite often. We love Bosa Donuts. Love going in there. Good people, happy people. They were really awesome about greeting us today when we told them what we were doing. We went to Outlaw and had a very similar experience. Awesome folks in there. The gentleman in there said he already knows who's going to win because he said they are the only people in town that make their donuts fresh every day. We'll see. We'll see what it's going to be. It's going to be blind. So they do have a lot of really cool donuts in there too, which the others didn't seem to have.
Yeah.
So they had ones with marshmallows and Kit Kats like you saw in the food truck video. A lot of crazy stuff. I think I saw some Reese's Peanut Butter Crunch.
Yeah, that was
on one. We're gonna have to go back to that.
There was also some Cheerios and
Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
It was madness in there. So it was really cool. Daylight Donuts, same thing. The gal that was there was real sweet. She was really excited about what we were doing, and hopefully she'll be watching. Right now, we'd like to ask you if you do like what you're seeing, if you could please like and subscribe. Click that bell so you know what's going on every time we have some new content. We appreciate your support very much. Am I supposed to say something else with that?
No.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Oh, the daughter says it is time to get on with it. So let's taste some donuts. So first we're going to try the very simple, whoa. So we're going to start with the glazed donuts because they are kind of the simplest donuts and just kind of seeing at that base level what these places are all about. So we have group 1, group 2, and group 3. We do not know which one belongs to which company. Right out of the gate, are you seeing one that you like better visually?
This one looks pretty scrumptious right
It
there.
does. I mean, there's two that are a lot bigger. I'm with Gabriel. The one in group 1 over here, if we go into the close-up, actually has real clean-looking glaze. It's not kind of broken up like maybe some of the others are, which isn't a huge deal. And it's a lot bigger. I really do think that that one is the best one visually, so that is going to factor into our score. Other than that, of course, we're going for the softness, how it is texturally. Is that a word?
Texturally.
Textual. The texture is going to factor in. And then, of course, flavor, sweetness, whether it's too sweet, over the top, whatever. Let's get into it. Group 1 first?
Yep.
Okay.
Group 1. Oh.
Yeah.
That was a clean cut.
It cuts pretty nice. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you should be able to see it somewhat. It's a good looking donut.
All right, let's try.
It's super soft, for sure. The glaze is sweet, but not too sweet. That one's actually really good.
Agreed. The glaze it's super soft, and yeah, they got the perfect amount of glaze.
We're going to be grading on a scale of 1 to 10. We won't put too much of that in the video because it'll just take too long and be kind of boring. Let's dig into group number 2. This is the smaller donut. That one's interesting. It has kind of this strange doughy flavor, almost like a yeast donut. Like you could taste something extra in there. The glaze isn't bad.
It's really good.
The texture is not bad at all, and the glaze is not hardly sweet at all. It's really, really mild, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Group number 3, the other big boy. We had 2 big boys. That one looks pretty soft and fluffy as well.
Dang.
That one definitely looks really soft and fluffy. Very cloud-like.
I already know what it is.
That's easily the softest one.
Yeah.
That one is literally like eating a sugary cloud.
But it's almost a little too sugary to where I
You don't
want
like
to give
it
it
too
an 8.
sweet?
I want to give it an 8, yeah.
Okay. I honestly felt like group 1. I gotta go back real quick. Is this mine?
Yeah.
Is this mine?
Yeah. Hold on.
They're pretty close. I really can't tell. I feel like group 1 is more sweet, but I think they're pretty even on like being level as far as a level donut. All right, let's bring on the next donut. What do we got next, Gabriel? What are we eating?
We have a Glaze Twist next, which it might not be that different. Let's see. I've always liked Twist better than just the circle donut. That one looks beautiful.
Yeah, one looks clearly different than the others. The other 2 look very basic. This one right here, group 3, looks very much like I would say a Twist donut looks like from my childhood.
We'll just
Group
go 1, 2,
1.
3 every time.
Slice that bad boy in half. This one feels pretty dense, pretty doughy. You can see the cinnamon layered throughout it though, which the others don't have. They're just straight glaze. So let's check it out. They may have an unfair edge because of cinnamon. They may not. I don't know. It definitely is a different donut than your average glazed twist.
Texture is alright, but like
It's very thick.
the
and
rest
dense.
of the donut is really good to me. So I really like this one.
All right, this is group 2, glazed twists.
Ooh.
Again, very dense.
Alright, let's go.
Group 2 has this very distinct flavor. If I feel like it's like a yeast donut, like you could taste something in the dough.
I'm gonna try another bite.
So here we go. That one looks super soft once again.
That
I think that was the softest one with the standard glaze, so no surprise. Group 3 coming in with the softness again. That one is super soft, nice sweetness. It really is a lot like their main glaze, which is good. They can still achieve that even when they do the twists. So it's just a more fun donut with the same flavor. So I'm pretty much going to have to give that the same score. I don't know about you, but I'm grading this on this donut category, like glaze. So this is like, is this that good of a donut in terms of
We're
glaze
also grading it on the
donuts?
look, which my favorite look was definitely that one. That looks so beautiful.
Yeah, the look is definitely factoring in. That one had to factor in because the others are very standard, but bring on the next donuts! What's next, Gabriel?
Next we have the maple bar. So I actually have only tried this donut out of all donut places I went to one time.
You don't like maple bars?
No, I like them. That's just not like my go-to.
So group 1 has a very clean looking
Yeah, group one has
glaze
been
for
very
sure. So visually,
Group,
I'd say group 1 probably takes the cake. So so that'll definitely factor in as far as visuals go, but taste usually reigns supreme. So let's check it out. Let's go with group 1 first.
Oh, that nice squish.
Nice thick glaze on this one.
Yeah.
Visually, definitely looks really thick.
Very,
Very classic maple.
very soft actually.
Reminds me of a donut from my childhood. Tough. I have to give that one somewhat of a high rating. I mean, the looks were good. The textures were good. It's not as airy as maybe the glazed donuts were from group 3. But it really reminds me of my childhood. So I got to give that one a pretty decent ranking there. All right, let's try the middle guy. Least appealing visually.
Yeah, sorry.
Is what it is. You can
can't
smell
tell.
it as it approaches. It has this very pronounced vanilla flavor in their maple.
I really like that one.
Okay. All right. Group 3.
Ooh,
Let's see what you got.
this one's second most appealing.
Yeah, easily. Once again, feels like I'm holding a cloud in my hand. That's going to be a tough call. That's going to be a really tough call between group 1 and group 3.
I don't know if I like that very much.
It's very different. The maple on that is almost like elevated to a whole different kind of flavor of maple. The maple on group 1 was very classic. I have to go back again.
I'm so good.
Bring on the next donuts!
Woo.
What's next?
Next up is Classy Sprinkle.
Classic Sprinkle.
Oh, Classic
My son is
Sprinkle.
struggling with my horrible handwriting, which is notoriously horrible.
Sorry. Oh, that on camera
It looks pretty.
good.
It looks pretty. Group 1 looks very pretty.
Dude, Group 1's handling it. They got the most style.
They do seem to have like a pretty donut. A very pretty donut. This one looks like kind of a mess. I don't know if we had something on top of it in there. I didn't think we did. Visually, once again, it seems like it goes to Group 1. So Group 1 already gets some extra points for that. Group 1 first. Let's do it.
Right.
The Classic Sprinkle.
Oh, that.
Cake
Dang, they
donuts.
always got a clean cut. I don't know. Group 1's doing it for me.
Nice, big, thick cake donut. So we're into the cake donut category essentially here.
It's alright. It's not better than their last one.
You got to judge it in the world of sprinkled donuts. You can't judge it based on the last donut.
It gives me the taste of toothpaste.
Toothpaste?
Yeah, toothpaste.
Sprinkles, of course. The toothpaste you might be tasting is that food color taste that we can always taste when we get into these kind of donuts. But I also taste a little bit of lemon.
Oh, it might be lemon, yeah.
Like a little bit of lemon zest. That one actually is really, really tasty and visually appealing. I don't know. That's really good, though. That's a solid donut. All right, next. This one is not impressing Gabriel. None too much at all visually. He feels that the overdoneness, maybe.
I flicked it.
It's a little,
It's really hard.
it's a little dark and a little stiff.
Yeah. That's alright. Not the best.
I will give it this. It is more moist than Group 1. But this one is also more chewy, which I don't really like.
I mean, the frosting had like one tiny layer. The sprinkles kind of overpowered it. The dough was kind of weird to me, so.
All right.
5.
Let's see what we got here. Once again, seems to be, even with their cake donuts, the fluffier of the 3 donuts. The softer.
We know what group this is.
I feel like I know which one this is. We'll guess at the end before we reveal.
Yeah.
Way more of that food coloring kind of taste.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, because it seems to have less sprinkles.
I already know my rating. I'm sorry. But like.
This one's tough for Group 3 because the cake donut itself is awesome. I mean, the texture, it's super soft and moist.
I think group 1 is winning for me, actually.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, we're going to tally up both scores in the end and see which one reigns supreme according to Gabriel and JG. If you're coming to visit Prescott and you wanted to just get some donuts, you're going to do just fine with all 3 of these. But there has to be a winner.
Just don't.
Not everyone can get a trophy.
I hate it when people say tie.
I mean, there could be a tie, but we'll have to have a tiebreaker, which I assume would be Gwendolyn. So while we're waiting for Gwendolyn to get us our next donut, just want to thank you guys once again. Please like, subscribe, click that bell. And just to let you know, we are going to have some really fun stuff coming up soon. We're going to have a Patreon that we're going to get started. And a couple other things going. Oh my gosh. What are we eating here?
Oh yeah, sorry. We have cream filled, so most of them are custard.
Yeah, it's like a Bavarian cream. They all said the same thing essentially when we asked them for a cream filled. Number 1, once again, gets that extra point almost just right out of the gate for visuals. So let's check this out.
I never was that big of a fan of custard filled. Not gonna lie.
I'm not either.
It looks so modern. I want to eat. Oh, that's good.
Very good. The cream is not too sweet. The frosting is very sweet with the cream and the donut. Everything seems to be a nice balanced flavor. It doesn't seem to be over the top sweet just because the chocolate's too sweet. Let's break into donut number 2. Again, not the most visually appealing, but
It might be good.
let's see what they got going on here. Very mild chocolate flavor. Which actually, I don't know if that's a bad thing. It's not very sweet. It's just kind of cocoa-y. Has that cocoa flavor. Custard's not bad. All right. Group 3. All right, so cutting into Group 3. Not as much filling. It seems to be just right dead center in the middle.
I'm not.
That one's not my favorite out of the 3 for sure. But it's not bad. Once again, the lightest donut easily out of all 3. Very soft, cloud-like. Starting to think I know which one is Group 3 as well. I think their cream is too sweet compared to the cream over here with Group 1. It was actually not as sweet, but their chocolate was too sweet, so.
Well, since we know these two, we know we know all the donuts.
We think we do. We don't necessarily know. We'll see. We're going to guess at the end. We'll guess at the end to see if we know if we're right. All right, Gabriel, what's the next donut we got coming?
We have the apple fritter.
Apple fritters. All right. So again, I'm a fritter nut. I love fritters, fritter enthusiast, whatever you want to call it. I love fritters, and I do kind of judge donut shops on their fritter.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's
colossal,
decently sized. Yeah.
2 looks very rustic. I mean, really, just kind of like they put it all together.
Ran over by a car.
Yeah, maybe a little flatter, right? It's not as fluffy. We'll cut this one into 4s. It has
Even
that
if
crusty,
it's in 4s, it's still huge.
Has all kinds of delicious filling. Feels very dense. You want some? She wants some fritters. The donut god, she calls herself.
Yep, not good.
Donut God doesn't want it anymore.
No? The donut god is not a fan of fritters. Since they're the donut god, and God implies they know all, you would think they would have known. They don't like fritters, but you know, whatever. That's a good fritter. You could taste the cinnamon, you could taste the apples, you could taste the sweetness of the glaze without overpowering. That's not bad.
So it was actually really good.
Oh, this one's really dense.
Oh my gosh.
Like, maybe more dense than I want it to be. It takes a little bit of effort to cut through it. So, yeah, definitely looking a little more dense than the other one.
Okay.
Flavor's not bad, though. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like a McDonald's apple pie, which is not a bad thing at all. I thought I was going to destroy that one based on visuals and just be really, really mean, but that's actually not terrible. In the world of fritters, I still have to judge it based like that. People are going to hate us for this. There's going to be some locals that do not like JG and HD or Gabriel.
Why?
Because people have their favorites. But the nice thing to remember, it is our opinion, and we're just having a little fun here. And as we said, we go to all these donut shops. Cuts nicely.
Yeah.
Nice and dense. Big apple flavor on that one.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like this one is more like put together. Group 1 almost seems like a monkey bread. Like you could pull apart little pieces, which is fun.
So, this one's a little bitter. To me, it's bitter. So, it's not my favorite.
It was kind of just right there level in terms of being graded with Group 1 for different reasons. We'll see how we do. I'm not even sure who's in the lead at this point. Bring on the coffee! All right, you guys. I have Gwendolyn joining us here. This is probably the first time you've seen Gwendolyn on camera, right?
Yep.
Might have seen her on my TikTok when I was trying to get her to do funny stuff and make my TikTok more interesting, but she didn't.
No comment.
No comment. Quit exploiting your children. That's what everybody's saying at home right now. Each place had different things. Bosa has really good smoothies and boba tea and all these different cool things. You can get boba in pretty much any of their drinks, but the other ones didn't have that, so we couldn't really judge on that. But they all had coffee, so here we are.
I actually enjoy that. I don't really like black coffee.
It's a good roast. It's not bitter, like coffee can be sometimes, which is already just giving it points right out of the gate, because some people don't realize how to make a good cup of coffee. Oh, now he's tasting it. He didn't want to taste it, but he's tasting it as we speak. You should have seen his face. Okay, the wife and I, we are like coffee aficionados, okay? We have 50 different ways to brew coffee in this house. We do not use any auto drippers, so I am definitely judging this on like the best cup of coffee that I've ever had, not based on any of these three up against each other, just so you know. Which is how I've been judging my donuts too, but I just wanted to say it out loud. My favorite cup of coffee is a French press. I would love to hear from you guys. I got a few people commenting. I would love to get a lot more commenting. Let me know what your favorite cup of coffee is, and maybe we can do a little video on that. Group number 2. Give it a smell tester. How does the roast smell? No? Not a fan. Like, any cafe you go to, you can get this cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. You know, you go to like a Denny's and get this cup of coffee. Okay, yeah, I don't know. That one's not my favorite for sure. I'm gonna have to be pretty brutal on that one. I apologize. Group 2. Let's see what we got going on. I'm just not a fan of that one.
Ugh. It has like a weird, like, first initial taste.
Ooh, it does. That's strong. Like, it just punches you right in your mouth with whatever that is.
This is how I picture, you know how people will put whiskey in their coffee? That's how I picture it tasting.
Yeah, it kind of has a bite.
Yeah.
Has a bite to it. Actually, for me, it's actually not that bad though. And since I do think I found out who's who, I was actually shocked by this. But it's really not that bad. I have to agree with Gwendolyn. The lingering flavor is getting a bit outrageous. I'm going to go back to some milk. That's better. Wow, there we go. You want to tally up some scores?
Yeah.
All right, group 1, 2, and 3. All right. The scores after adding up Gabriel's time and all the efforts he put through, including eating donuts he did not like, but found out he did like, Bavarian cream. Big shocker. Out of left field. And Gwendolyn stepping in to drink some black coffee, which she does not like. We have group number 1 with 96 total points, given a 1 out of 10 scale on each one of these things we have tasted. Group number 2, sorry, again, we still eat there. So group 1, 96, group 2, 63, and group 3, you guys ready for this? 87. Let us see who they all are. So Gabriel, what company do you think it is?
Oh, group number 2. It's probably Daylight Donuts.
So I also think group 2 was Daylight.
And it was.
Daylight Donuts, group number 2. They are in the bottom. I'm sorry, guys. I promise we're still going to come back and eat your donuts. Group number 3 was in second place. Yes. Who is it?
It is Outlaw Donuts.
I think group number 3 is Bosa Donuts.
It is.
Bosa Donuts, group number 3.
What?
Sorry, Bosa. You ended up losing in the end. You got 87, very respectable score. But I think it came down to certain things. I mean, you got coffee and you got all kinds of stuff factoring in here, right? So it is what it is. So group number 1 with a total of 96 points, our grand champions. It is Outlaw Donuts for the win. 96 points. Awesome. Well, there you have it. The opinion of 2 people, maybe 3, 2.5. 2.3. Not necessarily the be-all, end-all, and not necessarily anything that should send you guys one way or the other. All 3 of these places have 4.5 stars on their Google ratings, so they are all doing fantastic. I was surprised to see the Yelp ratings, actually. The Yelp ratings for Bosa were 3.5 stars. Daylight was 4, and Outlaw was 4.5. So Outlaw was the fan favorites clear winner in the beginning of this thing, and it turns out they are the winner in our hearts and on our palates as well. So good job, Outlaw. We'll be coming to see you all again regardless. Thank you all for watching. Just remember to
subscribe, click that bell, and like the video.
And like the video, exactly. Share it, like it, subscribe it, do everything you need to do. We would love to hear from you about what you think, especially if you're a local, and what you think your favorite is. Also, what we talked about, what's your favorite coffee? Let me know what's going on. We'll see you guys next time.